This is your avant-garde pirate headline news with Jerry Camacho.
Good evening. On Saturday, Russia lost a Mexican satellite on launch just hours after a glitch with a maneuver involving the International Space Station, being the latest in a string of embarrassing failures for its troubled space program. In a colloquial matter, Russia's Roscosmos Space Agency said the Proton M rocket carrying a Mexican MEXSAT-1 satellite fell back to Earth and burnt up in the atmosphere after suffering an engine problem, causing a debacle early Saturday. At the moment, there have been no reports of falling non-combusted fragments. However, according to a Siberian liaison, fragments of the carrier rocket, which contained several tons of noxious toxic fuel, fell back to Earth over the Siberian Cheetah region. Fortunately, Russia's emergency ministry said there were no injuries or damage on the ground. The Proton M carrier rocket has been Russia's main workhorse used for launches of Western and Asian satellites that earn millions of dollars, has suffered a litany of failures and cumbersome electronic malfunctions, repeatedly grounding their gargantuan spacecraft. The Mexican government is in the beginning stages of restitution talks with the Roscosmos Space Agency. Sources within the Mexican government will surely scrutinize the Russian launch procedures. In other global news, one might think ISIS's progress is addressed in a hyperbolic manner. However, they are a serious threat. ISIS, a belligerent and fractious paramilitary group located in the Middle East, has a dogmatic government. Their system revolves around the Quran, the ancient scripture for the Islamic religion. They conduct numerous clandestine attacks against anyone who does not follow their beliefs. ISIS are rogue individuals like Jihadi John, who film beheadings of non-ISIS people. The majority of these beheadings are conducted in front of a tumultuous crowd as a form of retribution. Prior to the horrendous acts, ISIS zealots revile the prisoner and act as a judge, passing a sentence in a vociferous manner, and then as an executioner. Once an individual is part of ISIS, it is obligatory to take part of their new way of life. The malignant macrocosm is spreading across the Arabian Peninsula. Refugees are being evasive, renouncing their homes in order to escape the rankling ISIS militants. A little-known fact is that ISIS is coming up with a new currency system. The numismatics consist of gold, silver, and bronze dinars. And now for the local news. Here at Antilles High School, the varsity dinner evening was a memoir written by many. It kicked off with opening remarks by athletic director Ms. Colon, who is known not to vacillate with time. She did a superb job, as she always does. Her elocution was well planned for the event. The benediction for the evening event was given by Ms. Jarelis Burgos, who is gregarious and has the carpe diem attitude. She showed great aplomb while introducing this portion of the evening. There were no verbose, disingenuous, or circumlocutory speeches given by the other speakers, and no ambivalent thoughts. All speeches were delectable, diction on point, engaging, and precise. Throughout the school year, all teams were impeccable and chivalrous in the execution of each of their individual sport while paying homage to those who went above and beyond. There were many months of travail. During the dinner portion of the event, guests were able to stay at the dinner table while being served the exquisite meal. It was a well-received gesture and planned by the team members, bringing felicity to those attending. The meal was giving adulations by guests and team members due to its non-dogmatic standard of preparation, creating dialogue of amenable structure. From gestation to ingestion, there were no signs of ambiguous carelessness in its preparation. a standard only a gauntlet can possibly obtain, making it a paragon of its own. After the dinner portion of the gala, how can it be topped off? An eclectic mix of videos was shown demonstrating all teams' copious and dexterous skills and concluded with an aphorism stating the athletes are light, a symbol of freedom. There were tenacious rival teams, and no matter how difficult the games were, their heads were held up high without being ignominious even in their times of defeat. No one breathed losses. Those moments taught them lessons. The football team in their ability to perpetuate fear on the rival team, always cavalier in their way of play. The softball team commiserated over their loss once again in the championship game. Before introducing each athlete, the coaches briefly gave a synopsis of their performance. After the introduction, the athletes wended towards the stage. Certain awards were given to those athletes who were altruistic and not egocentric. The baseball coach made an egregious mistake when he forgot to call one of his athletes up to the stage. For this reason, the athlete left with a grimace on his face. The cheerleading coach gave a speech. In terms of a simile, it was like a soliloquy, because she talked for a really long time, as if she were the only one on stage. After the speech, the cheerleaders confabulated to bestow a bouquet of roses and a card. All in all, the Antilles High School varsity banquet satiated the expectations of the students, coaches, and parents. This is all for tonight. Here are some concluding thoughts. Finals are here. We all hope the past few weeks have been a good balance between relaxing and getting ready for finals. End of the school year for many, for some an era, and others a chapter. For all, it's the beginning of the summer season where vacations are the norm and beaches around the island will get their full dose of high school graduates. In all, everybody graduating from Antilles High School will have their own utopia.
This has been your Pirate Headline News with Jerry Camacho. Good night.